You lied to all of us. The day my promotion turned into public humiliation, betrayal, and the one decision that changed my entire life. The conference room went silent. Not the normal awkward silence. This was the kind of silence that makes your stomach collapse. 23 employees stared at me while my boss slammed a printed document onto the glass table. You forged the numbers, Daniel, he said coldly. My hands started shaking. No. I didn't. Then my co-worker Melissa, the same woman who hugged me 10 minutes earlier and congratulated me on my promotion, slowly stood up and whispered. I saw him editing the files last night. That sentence destroyed my career. Or at least, that's what I thought. For 6 years, I gave everything to the company. Birthdays missed. Weekends sacrificed. 3 years without a real vacation. I was the employee people called at 2 a.m. when systems crashed. Daniel will fix it. Daniel always saves us. Daniel doesn't sleep anyway. People laughed when they said it. I laughed too. But secretly, I was exhausted. Still, I believed hard work eventually paid off. And finally, it happened. Regional Operations Manager. The promotion everyone wanted. The salary jump was massive. The office gossip exploded. Some people congratulated me. Others smiled with jealousy hidden behind their teeth. Melissa was different. She looked furious. You got it, she asked. Her smile twitched unnaturally. I nodded carefully. Yeah. I found out this morning. She folded her arms. That's interesting. Something about her tone bothered me. But I ignored it. Big mistake. The celebration dinner ended around 9:30 p.m. Most employees went home. I stayed behind to prepare reports for the executive board. At 11:47 p.m., the office lights automatically dimmed. Only my monitor glowed in the dark. That's when I noticed something strange. Files inside the financial dashboard had been altered. Revenue projections. Expense totals. Approval signatures. Everything was wrong. My chest tightened. Who touched these? I whispered. I immediately started correcting the files. At exactly 12:13 a.m., I heard heels clicking behind me. Melissa. She stood near the doorway holding coffee. Oh wow, she said slowly. You're still here. Yeah. Somebody messed up the reports. Her expression changed for half a second. A tiny flicker. Fear. Then she smiled. That's terrible. I should have noticed. I should have understood. But tired people miss dangerous details. And I was dangerously tired. The next morning, executives gathered for the board presentation. I walked in confident. Then my boss Richard exploded. What is this? He threw printed reports across the table. Numbers circled in red ink. Fraud accusations highlighted. I stared at the papers. Those weren't my final files. My heartbeat pounded violently. No, these are wrong. Richard's face hardened. The system logs show your account edited everything after midnight. The room erupted. You manipulated projections. Were you trying to inflate performance numbers? Oh my God. Then Melissa stood. Slowly. Dramatically. Like she rehearsed it. I didn't want to say anything, she whispered. But I saw Daniel deleting files last night. Every eye turned toward me. I felt heat rising into my face. No. I was fixing the files. Richard slammed the table. Enough. Then came the sentence that shattered me. Security will escort you out. I had worked 6 years for that company. And in less than 6 minutes, I became the villain. I'll never forget that elevator ride. 2 security guards standing beside me. Co-workers pretending not to stare. One intern literally pulled out her phone to record. Humiliation burns differently when it's public. My mother called while I stood outside holding a cardboard box of my belongings. Did the promotion meeting go well? I couldn't answer. My throat closed. Daniel. I finally whispered. I think my life just collapsed. That night, I sat alone in my apartment staring at the ceiling until sunrise. No appetite. No sleep. No hope. Then the emails started. Former co-workers unfollowed me. Friends stopped replying. One message simply said, "Wow. Never thought you were that kind of person." That hurt more than losing the job. Because people believed the worst instantly. No questions. No investigation. Just judgment. 3 days later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Daniel. It was Ethan. A junior IT technician. His voice trembled. I think I found something. My heart stopped. What do you mean? He lowered his voice. The security logs were edited manually. Silence. Then he said the sentence that changed everything. Your account wasn't the only one logged in that night. My pulse exploded. Who? Ethan hesitated. Then whispered. Melissa. I stood up so fast my chair crashed backward. What? She used remote access from her apartment after midnight. Suddenly everything made sense. The fake sympathy. The dramatic accusation. The rehearsed performance. She framed me. The company launched an internal investigation. This time, with evidence. When they confronted Melissa, witnesses said she panicked immediately. At first she denied everything. Then Ethan revealed the server logs. Then security footage showed Melissa entering the restricted records office 2 nights earlier. Then came the final blow. A deleted email recovery. Melissa had sent a message to another employee saying, "If Daniel gets promoted, my career here is over." The room reportedly went dead silent. Richard called me personally. His voice sounded shaken. "Daniel, we made a terrible mistake." I almost laughed. A terrible mistake? No. A terrible choice. Because nobody defended me. Nobody asked for my side. Nobody believed me. The company offered me everything. My job back. A salary increase. A public apology. Even a leadership bonus. Richard said, "We want to make this right." But something inside me had changed. Completely. I realized something painful. A place that destroys you publicly and apologizes privately is not loyalty. It's damage control. So I looked Richard directly in the eyes and said, "No." He blinked. "What?" "I'm not coming back." The room froze. For the first time in years. I chose myself. The next year was brutal. I freelanced from coffee shops. I sold old furniture to pay rent. I battled anxiety every single day. But slowly, something incredible happened. I stopped living for approval. I stopped sacrificing my health for validation. I stopped believing that my worth depended on a title. And eventually, I started my own consulting business. Small at first. then growing, then exploding. 2 years later, one of my clients shocked me. It was Richard, my former boss. His company needed operational recovery consulting. He looked older, tired, regretful, and quietly asked, "Would you consider helping us?" The irony almost felt unreal. The man who escorted me out of the building now needed my expertise to save his company. Life has a strange sense of humor. Moral lesson: sometimes the worst public humiliation becomes the beginning of personal freedom. Not everyone who smiles at you supports you. Not every workplace deserves your loyalty. And not every betrayal destroys you. Some betrayals expose the truth you were too exhausted to see. The biggest lesson I learned: never build your identity around people who would replace you in a week. Protect your integrity. Protect your peace. And when life humiliates you unfairly, do not let that moment define your future. Because sometimes the collapse you fear most is actually the beginning of the life you were supposed to live.